Hey guys. This is gonna be a quick video. Well, I think it should be quick, but who knows? It might turn into a long video. Sometimes I'm bad at timing. But anyway, I just wanted to go over and condense everything that I found so far on Ari, or the so-called Ari. So a lot of it is stuff I went over on my last live, but there is a few new things, but I just kind of want to condense it into one here. So this is who allegedly is Ari, the one pretending to be Ari. Colin Wade, pretending to be the lawyer that works for the Innocence Project. Okay. So her name's Monica Morrow. I did find one charge she has for substance abuse fraud. She's supposedly like a mother daughter duo with her mother, Gloria Morrow, which got a picture of her somewhere here. Here is her mom and her. So her mom has a bunch of charges. We'll kind of just skim through here in a minute. So she has like a bunch of like check fraud type things. And then she has some criminal ones that I haven't been able to figure out yet what they are, but I'm working on that. I just wanted to put together this video real quick, and then I'm going to actually start sleuthing and seeing what I could find. I already actually ordered some records, so hopefully they'll be accessible. But anyway, so it's the mother-daughter duo. Oh, and I found a picture of Gloria, the mother's high school yearbook picture. It's kind of crazy to see people like, well, actually now knowing the type of person she is back when she was just young and probably before she started committing any crimes, you know? Take a look at this. I was able to restore that picture, that high school picture, and then look, I was able to bring the color back from black and white to color. I know it's not perfect, but it's kind of interesting how you could do that. I mean, it looks a lot better, the face, right? Yeah, look at the difference. That's crazy. Wow, I did a good job. Here's a picture of Monica. Here's a picture of Gloria, her mother. Here's another picture of Gloria. I guess they team up and they allegedly do scam some people. I just this was on a Reddit. I had to save it. I don't know who made it, but it's a catfish called Wanda was crossed out Monica, and it's got Wade, Monica, Jesse, Kelly, and April. I thought that was kind of funny. But first, let me go over the new stuff, okay? And then we'll go over their records real quick. But first of all, this was found on the Reddit Wade Stephen Wilson, which it's this Reddit right here. Now, I am still not sure how Reddits work as far as like who gets the credit, like who actually found this stuff. I'm still confused on how it's like set up because I don't use Reddit a lot. I've used Reddit more for this case than I have in my life. I barely use it, right? So yeah, according to Don, this is Val. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I meant to I'm glad that popped up because we were talking about that in the live on who Val is. Well, supposedly this is Val. Anyway, so what I'm confused is if you go under the Wade Stephen Wilson, that's where I got that. But then you have like people comment under it with different names. So I don't know who gets the credit. Is the R Wade Stephen Wilson or the people that are posting it like right here? I don't know. I'm not sure how it works. I know. Call me stupid. I don't know. Oh, wow. Look at this. Saw a familiar last name on Diane's son's GoFundMe. Readsma. Oh, this is supposedly Shannon. Huh. Sorry. It's got me now like looking at this. I haven't looked at this too much today. I guess this might be the Shannon. Huh. Anyway, this is the Reddit. The R. Wade Stephen Wilson that I got what I'm about to show you right now. So it says, hi, I just wanted to ask you privately if you have any information relating to who this woman is that's impersonating Arielle. Does Arielle know who she is? And they answer that it's Monica Morrow, Gastonia, North Carolina. And there's another picture of her. And Arielle was in fear for her life. She had a detective call her and warn her that it's very dangerous, that Wade believes he's talking to her because of what he's capable of. She has been sick to her stomach for days, scared and not knowing what to expect from all of this. You have no clue what kind of problems this caused her. Can you imagine a murderer looking at your photos and thinking he's talking to you and doing sexual things? It's sick. She did cause the real Arielle problems and has been for years. This whole thing is just ignorant and very hypocritical. There's only a part of this, but it says, woman has been impersonating you, pretending to be an attorney with the Innocence Project with your name and photos. We also believe there are social media profiles spanning over multiple platforms. We would just like to confirm that the messages has come directly from you, as we only like to expose the truth. Well, so it just cuts off, sorry. Woman has been impersonating you, pretending to be an attorney with the Innocence Project, with your name and photos. We also believe there are several social media profiles spanning over multiple platforms. We would just like to confirm that the message has come directly from you, as we only like to expose the truth and would hate to involve you in something you are unaware of. With love, God bless. The real Arielle responds, says, yes, thank you, Arielle Reitzma. And then they say, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to correspond with us. We cannot thank you enough. It's important that we get the correct information out there, as we would never want to involve you in any of this negativity if you weren't even aware of it happening. It is truly awful. And you see this comes from her, I think this is the Instagram, says, you could tell them this. It has been a hard couple of days listening to these horrific voice messages between my impersonator and Wade Wilson. Monica Morrow has been impersonating me for over 17 years. It has been nothing less than a horrible nightmare, stealing my identity, preventing me from getting jobs earlier on in my career. She has made a whole life and livelihood on using my name and photos to scam thousands of men. I have fought for years to get justice, and no action has been taken by the legal system. I want to thank you guys for the support and helping bring this to light. Darkness always comes to light. So, right there, she's saying that's who it is. So, it looks like it has been pretty much confirmed. So, let me just show you who she is pretending to be. This Arielle the person she's pretending to be has a successful podcast, right? She does sound like her. So, I think maybe how this came to be is somebody mentioned, or she realized that she kind of sounds like her. So she's like, ooh, I could pretend to be her. Because she does. I mean, she does. We did a voice comparison. It's like, wow, she sounds like a lot like her. It almost had me fooled. It did. I was like, dude, is this her? What the heck? But then it's like, there's no way this girl would be talking like that. After that last call that with Wade and her, it's like, no, there's no way this person, because I was listening to our podcast, thinking there's no way she'd be talking like that. But anyway, so this is the real one, right? Girls Gone Bible. She has a podcast, okay? This is her real Instagram. She has 349,000 followers, okay? She goes on tour, okay? So this is and here is her YouTube channel where she has her podcast. Girls Gone Bible. She's religious now, right? So... And then this was on that Reddit too. I can read here. It says, wow, guys, I'm actually appalled by the current situation circulating over different platforms. I thought we have all came together because we stand for justice and the truth and want to give advocacy for all victims. This situation is not all entertainment. There is a real person behind this that has been severely affected by another individual's actions. We should be banding together in support. I shouldn't have various videos of creators putting down this sub and the people in it sent to me over this. It's so silly. Arielle Reitzma's life has been grievously impacted with difficulties you or I could never understand. For 17 years, her identity has been stolen and used for criminal activity. This has put Arielle in personal danger, in situations she's personally had no knowledge of, with her face and government name associated with stealing from and hurting people. For 17 years, she has lived in fear. She has been stalked and harassed for almost 2 decades. Could you even imagine going for a job interview and this internet humility coming up, or being scared to attend events or leave your home because you don't know what situation someone else may have gotten you into or people think you are? Arielle became aware of her impersonation within this setting when the calls were released and people reached out. The case was not known and she was not following prior to the calls. She is no stranger to the female playing her character. This is a voice that has followed her for almost 2 decades. And nothing has been done for 17 years. Why? Because no one has believed her. She has tried to expose the individual behind this multiple times, and she was happy people were finally on her side. This girl deserves a normal life, with Monica and Gloria behind bars. Those who care for Arielle reached out to notify us that this was not the real Ari and explain the history. Of course, we are skeptical, so we looked into this given the situation and we reached out to the real Arielle. We should not have to sit here and continue to prove things or be put down as a subreddit for sharing information that was thoroughly looked over. We aren't the police, and the situation is now being resolved offline. I know some of you will still talk or think we should be proven the real Arielle said these things with a video statement, but grateful she had the courage to even speak out. If everyone could also refrain from adding to the grief Arielle is going through, it would be really appreciated. As you could imagine her mental state right now. Reddit Rebel, I see you out there and I love you all. Here's a few more pictures. They have the Facebook. From the Facebook, that's the mother. Which, like I said, we're going to go over the records in a minute. That's her, the daughter, with some makeup on, probably filtered up. But before we go over the records, let me go over those text messages just so you guys could see where this all came from, okay? I know I've read them a bunch, but I want to include them on this video, okay? It's funny that at first she says she's Marie. That's ridiculous. Because then later she says Jesse. But anyway, so this is August 7th. We know that last phone call was from August 10th, which is kind of weird because I guess this all happened really quick. It says, "Hi, Arielle. My name is Marie, and I am working directly with Wade Wilson to prove his innocence. We received some information that you might be interested in helping him and our cause. Would you mind sending me over some of your credentials and resume? I would like to plan a time for us to connect over the phone if you are truly interested in helping." And Monica says, "Hey, yes, I was informed about this from my friend Chris. What type of credentials do you need? You need to see my bar cards. I'm licensed in California, New York, Massachusetts, and Florida. I work and sponsor the Innocence Project with Barry Scheck. He's the founder, and this is our organization. We work together. It would be myself, Barry, and a few other attorneys. I do this pro bono to give back to the less fortunate. I would also have to speak to Wade himself. I need to hear more of his story. I informed Barry about everything as well, and he agreed he'd take the case. If you haven't heard of Barry, he's the attorney who helped free O.J. Simpson. He was acquitted of the double murder. With my help and sponsoring, we have freed 35 wrongfully convicted inmates. 16 of them were on death row. Look on the website and let me know if you guys are interested. I'd be willing to fly to Florida to meet Wade face to face to get more of his story. I would also need to have a phone call from him, but that's only to discuss the terms and agreements for him hiring us to be his legal team." She sends a picture of the Innocence Project. She said, "That's the website. May I ask, was his previous attorneys public defenders?" And Jesse says, "Thank you for sharing this. I'm going to look into it now. Is there a time we could connect over the phone tomorrow?" "Yes, they are public defenders. Lee Hollander and Kevin Shirley." And then Monica or Ari or whoever this person's pretending to be Arielle says, "Yes, I live in LA now. I'm in Boston visiting my family, so I am on Eastern time. I'm free anytime after 3 to 4. Would you mind sending your bar cards?" "Yes, I have my California one with me. Do you want all of them?" "I have 4, LOL. Jesse says, "Yes, please." She sends this Arielle M. Rietzma, which I went to California website. They have a place where you can look up people who pass the bar, licensed attorneys. Arielle Reitzma is not a licensed attorney. It didn't come up under California. It didn't come up under New York or Florida. All the ones she named, her name did not come up. So I don't know why she's pretending to be somebody that's not even a lawyer. But anyway, she said, "That's my California one. I am in Boston at the moment. I'll have to scan my other ones for you when I get home to LA. Jesse says, "Thank you." The Ari says, "I'm not sure if you know what MCLE Group 3 means, but it means I'm licensed in multiple states. At that time, it was 3 states. I just got my license in Florida 6 months ago." And Jesse says, "I hate to ask this, but understandably, we have had a lot of people exploiting Wade. Would you mind sending me a picture of you right now? I hope you don't think I'm not trusting you, but we just want to make sure we know who we are working with." She says, "I just filled out everything. I sent him a request." That's why I suggested meeting him in person. They can't cut off that if I'm his attorney. They can't block our calls or face-to-face visits. Nice to meet you, Jesse. I'm Arielle Rietzma. Everyone calls me Ari. Jesse says, I'll tell you now, the jail will put up a fight with you for the in-person meeting, but then again, I'm sure you don't mind the challenge. She says, I used to own Naked Wardrobe clothing brand. It's a Fortune 500 company. I did that instead of practicing law. I ended up selling it in April of this year, and now I work full-time with the Innocence Project and use my name and success to sponsor it since death penalty cases are considered expensive to most people. I do a podcast too, giving business and legal religion relationship advice. But right now, I have been more into doing this and helping free. And it cuts off. So, and then she has a picture of the real Arielle Rietzma. It says Naked Wardrobe CEO founder Arielle Rietzma transitioned her fast fashion Instagram brand into an affordable luxury brand, Fortune 500 company. Details in the link below on how she made Forbes' most powerful women listed on of 2022. So that's me and my brand. It's very well known. I can definitely help get his story out there more. And then she responds to this one that says, we are so excited to work with you and your team. Wade is beyond thrilled that you believe in his innocence. She says, yeah, it's just all of it doesn't add. Oh no, that cuts off too. Anyway, then she responds to the message that says, I hate to ask this, but understandably, we have had a lot of people exploiting Wade. Would you mind sending me a picture of you right now? You just want like a random photo? Haha. And Jesse says, would you mind sending me a picture of your driver's license or a photo of yourself now? Again, I'm sorry to ask, but we are just very cautious, and this is like the miracle we've been waiting for. She says, I'll send you a photo of myself. I don't send my driver's license because it has my address on it. I'm definitely trying not to exploit anyone. I was contacted by my friend who asked me to help and showed me the case. I'm not in it to exploit anyone. She says, oh, I totally understand that. I don't think you're trying to exploit him either by any means. So that's the photo. It's supposed to be like her right then in the moment, like, oh, here I am right now. Like, it looks like a very planned Photoshop filter picture. But yeah, so that's the text message combo. So remember, AJ is the one, is supposedly Ari's friend, who Ari will go under her TikTok and, you know, either this AJ will talk for her, stick up for her, or that one TikTok, Ari actually talked under this TikTok and was like, oh, he wants me to talk. It's like, if you're legit, just talk under your own TikTok. But anyway, so this AJ, which is Ari's friend, which a lot of us think is probably just Ari. But anyway, it says, these calls were in August. And yes, she is legally married now, but her wedding hasn't happened until December. She is married, though. She's married to a billionaire Arab man. And then somebody's messing with her and says, oh my God, no way. Is she married to Sheikh Al? You talk shit? And AJ says, no, she isn't. The man she's married to only has one wife, her, and isn't a part of the royal or political family. So she didn't realize that she's just messing with her. She didn't catch that. Anyway, but this is the interesting one. So this guy says, this girl claims to be Arielle Rietzma, and her personal Facebook account is even linked to her Purvis Finnick one with over 70,000. I don't know what that is, though. Am I stupid? I have no idea what that is. But anyway, but I think it should be Instagram, right? Her personal Facebook account is linked to her whatever account was over 700,000, because I think her Instagram had over 700. Anyway, she has been messaging me about her mom, Gloria, saying she needed meds and she lives in North Carolina. Do you guys know who she is? So basically, this person has scammed him too, this guy. I'm trying. So I did find this right here where it says the Gaston County Sheriff's Office, Monica Lee Morrow. She was 29 at the time. I think she's like 37 now. Says 9 a.m. fraud, false pretenses, swindle, confidence game. So that's her charges. 2016. So it's going to be different than the charge that I show later, the controlled substance charge. That's from 2019. So this is a different charge. This charge isn't coming up under her when you just run a background search, at least the program I use. because sometimes it misses some stuff. So yeah, this is a different one from 2016, you can see. So here is Gloria Morrow's records. So this is the mother, some of her criminal records. Now this isn't a complete list because a lot of times these background searches, they don't get all of them. So I'm not saying this is the only charges she has, but they get a lot of them, a lot most of the time. But so she has a speeding. She has, this one says criminal traffic, doesn't say what it is. This one says dismissal without leave, traffic misdemeanor. Okay. And then she's got criminal traffic. Here, she's got a bunch of these simple, worthless checks. Simple, worthless check. Look how many. Like, you'll see she has tons of these. So it kind of like makes sense that somebody that's involved in like fraud and stuff like that would have stuff like that, in my opinion, like writing checks that she doesn't have the money for. Or maybe it's even a fake check. I don't know. I don't know what would all fall under that, but she's got a bunch. Look. Simple, worthless, simple, worthless. Another simple, worthless. She's got, what is this? Traffic. Simple, worthless. You know what? All these were, a lot of those simple worthless are in January. So I wonder if it's the same charge. And there's some that aren't, but but they're different dates though. Like that's like offense date January 27th, offense date January 24th. So did she just get in trouble or get a bunch of charges back to back at that same time? I wonder. Look, January 25th. I'm gonna have to look into that. But there are still some different ones. We have, let's see. Sorry, there's just a lot of. Sometimes they don't give like a lot of specifics when you do searches like this. That's why I want to try to find more out. I'm gonna try later today here after I do this video. Okay, so here's a bunch that are marked. So there's these criminal. They look like it's probably all from the same account. Usually when it's like this, it's like different counts, like all from like the same incident, but different counts. But she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 criminals. So it might have been a big incident she got. I want to figure out what the heck is that. What did she do there? Now this is simple worthless, but this is May. So that's a different one for sure, but all in 99. But I feel like a lot of times they do this, they scam so many people, they don't get caught. Just like Arielle says, she's been doing it for 17 years, haven't got caught, she hasn't been able to convict her, or I should say charge her, hasn't been able to do anything about it. And that other guy, so how many people has she done this to that they haven't been able to do anything because whether they don't figure out who it is, they don't have enough evidence. These are just the ones she got caught with. I guarantee she has a lot. And then Monica's. So this is Monica's, the daughter, the one that the people are thinking is the one that actually was talking to Wade on the phone. So she's got only 2 charges that I could find so far. When you do this background search, she's got the one that I talked about earlier, the controlled substance forgery and fraud. That was in 2019. And then she has this criminal traffic. And then she has another one. Where is it? Right here, not specified. So I'm gonna have to figure out what this is from 2016. So that's about all I have for you guys right now. These 2 right here. Right here. Keep an eye out. Scamming people. Sickening. And it looks like a message right from Arielle saying who it is. Monica Morrow. So it looks like this is probably who it is then. And the only reason I say probably is because I can't 100% confirm this is really a message from her, but I'm guessing it is. I mean, this Reddit seems like they do their due diligence and they're not gonna make up stuff. So I would, but because I can't 100% confirm it, I still have to say allegedly. But so yeah, let me know what you guys think. Okay, so I'm gonna play that clip again. Those of you that haven't heard it yet, where AJ goes on a TikTok, or AJ, why did I say AJ? Ari, whoever is pretending to be Ari, goes on that TikTok under AJ, her friend's account, and it's pretty interesting though, because Duty Rodden comes on and then she ends up taking off. But all right, so I'm gonna end it with that, and everybody have a good night. See you guys soon. Hopefully I'll do a live tomorrow night. Well, by the time this gets uploaded, I don't know, it might be. So basically, I'll probably do a live Wednesday night because I don't know when I'll get this edited and uploaded and when you'll be watching it. So hopefully I'll see you guys Wednesday on a live. Bye.
Hey, Jay.
Hi. This is Ari. He didn't want to talk, so he wanted me to come on. But I actually, when I first heard about this case, I was contacted by a friend of mine. His name is Chris. Apparently, he knew Jesse. Jesse kind of spun the story, basically saying her boyfriend had been wrongly convicted. And I work with the Innocence Project. I'm one of the attorneys there. We take one case a year, and this is getting a lot of media attention. So I ended up looking into it a little bit. But she sent me so many fabricated case files. It was just ridiculous. It was so photoshopped. And then as I got to know everything, I figured out this guy is definitely guilty. Meeting him in person, meeting his family and friends, no one thinks he's innocent. And he admitted to it. And not only that, his story does not make any sense.
Wait, so how did you meet the family? That he introduced you to his adoptive
Yeah, he was going to retain us as his attorneys. And I met his adoptive parents, and I met I think it was his sister or his sister-in-law or something. No, it was a sister. Yeah, I met her. She's she's like an X-ray doctor or something like that, or something.
So Whitney.
I'm sorry?
The older sister, Whitney.
Yes, her. I met her, and I was just basically trying to get them as to come on as possible witnesses or character witnesses. And they basically told me, they would not be character witnesses for him because they had nothing good to say about him. And I guess basically what happened was Wade was continuously calling me. And I mean, I don't even he me 20, 30 times a day. And I was very confused because I don't get that close to clients. And I kind of started trying to put it off on my one of my partners. And my partner basically said that he requested me personally to be on the case. So that's when I went to go and meet him in person. And it was a video visit. You couldn't see him face to face or anything like that. It was just by video. But this guy he's such a psychopath, and he's so perverted. He literally started jerking off in front of me. And so after that, I had had it, and I told Jessie about everything. And she, of course, accused me of being a liar. This guy has got her so he's got her so fooled. And he told me, he was I don't really want to be with her. I want to be, he's I don't want to marry her. He's she just basically helps me financially since the Fundleys happened. He's I'm thinking about letting her go.
Okay, wait, I have a quick question, AJ. You sound a lot like Jesse's sister.
No, I'm not, but I actually know her name's Kaylee, right? Because I talked to her too.
Yeah.
And not only that, I can prove, like, I mean, they sent me their credit card numbers. I got pictures of Jesse's license because she's power of attorney for him. I can send you all of that if you want. And I'll have to block out her address, but I can send you all of that.
Do trailers
And
have
you're based in
addresses?
Florida?
I'm sorry, what?
You're based in Florida?
No, I live in Los Angeles.
This is Ari, you said, right? You're not AJ?
Yeah, my name is Ari.
Okay, and you said that you worked for the Innocence Project yourself?
Yeah, I do. I initially, like, I don't want to give out too much, like, information because I don't want to be tied to these people. I'm a pretty well-known, like, public figure, and due to, like, the things that I did for a living and now what I do, I work for the Innocence Project. I'm an attorney. I'm licensed in Florida, Massachusetts, New York, and California. And basically what I do is I sponsor the Innocence Project and help assist on cases. So that's how I kind of started getting into it. Like, I've been doing this for about 5 years now, and the whole thing with Wade, it happened like back in August. Like, I didn't even know who he was. I was contacted by Jesse's friend Chris because we had like a mutual friend.
Gotcha. And Chris is the boyfriend that Wade had, right? Is that the same Chris, or is this a different Chris?
Probably because Chris is gay.
Okay, very good. Okay, we're good. So are you still currently with the Innocence Project?
Yeah, I am. But after me and my partners like reviewed everything, they basically were like, yeah, we can't make a case for him. He's literally already admitted it. And the reason he's trying to say like they coerced his confession does not make any sense. Like, why would this organization that he worked for suddenly just go out and kill 2 random people because they didn't want him to take the girls and move to Hawaii or wherever they were going to go? That absolutely makes no sense. That's not any reason to just kill 2 random people. Why not kill Wade? Why not, kill his girlfriend? Like, why would you just pick 2 random people?
AJ, can you just say unalive?
I'm sorry, unalive. I'm sorry.
Yeah, TikTok is very sensitive with its wording and so forth. So,
I see.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Okay, awesome. Yeah, if there's any information that you'd like to share with us or anything like that, especially we do want to protect your privacy as well.
Yeah.
So anything that you'd like to send over to us, again, you're more than welcome to reach out to Coral or any of us here on the panel.
Yeah.
And send that information over to us, whatever you'd like. But the reason why you were coming out today and speaking was mostly because of, you mentioned that Wade was like obsessed with you specifically, right? Is that what AJ was saying?
I mean, that's what he was like trying to imply. And basically, like, when I heard him like saying like flirtatious stuff like that, I just started kind of like egging him on because I was recording him as well. And I wanted to show Jessie because like the way she contacted me, she was like, oh yeah, we're getting married. We're just waiting for the approval for the jail to allow us to get married because Lee County Jail does not allow inmates to get married there. She's like, we're waiting till he moves to death row to get married. And I was like, oh, great. Because this was before I knew the whole story. And like, I actually felt bad for this girl because recordings, and she was like, you're a liar. I mean, it was on record. Like, she knows it was his voice, but she's just in such denial. Like, I really don't get it. And I've heard that she is already legally married, so I don't know how that's going to work. And I've also heard that she has multiple children too.
But I have a question. You're not allowed to record in jail. So how did you actually do that?
I'm an attorney. I can record phone calls.
But you're not his attorney.
Yes, I was. At one point I was. I have like multiple documents where he signed and Jessie signed because she has his power of attorney. She gave me permission to record everything.
What's the timeline?
I'm sorry?
What's the timeline? This was before the sentencing?
Yes, it was right before the sentencing. I was contacted on August the 2nd, and the first time I spoke with Wade was August the 5th, and Jessie and Wade signed the papers and faxed them back to me on the 7th. And by the 13th, I was done with the case because I had went to Florida to meet him in person. I went to Tennessee to meet his adopted parents, and I could not find one character witness that would say one good thing about him. Like, I mean, I just thought maybe because they were his family, they might be able to say some good things about him. Or, I even told him, I was like, your best bet to get off of death row is to claim a mental illness. And he was like, no, I'm not mentally ill. And like, I mean, they were trying to claim that all through the first trial. And I mean, he's just like, I don't want to condemn anybody, but even after the fact that I told them I wasn't going to take the case, that's what really upset Jessie a lot as well. And then she was like, oh, you're flirting with my fiance. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. I'm engaged. Sorry. But she was just like constantly harassing and calling me. And it was really, really strange. But like, I can back up everything I'm saying. I can send you the calls. I can send you, because like now, like that I'm no longer his attorney, it can be public information.
Duty happened.
Yeah, definitely send that over, because I'm very curious to hear what, and we all know Wade's voice, so we'd be able to tell right away, but we're definitely, like, not saying that you're lying, but like, we're a receipt type people, because there's been some crazy people coming out the woodwork. Mm-hmm. But we definitely want to protect you. We see how crazy it is in these streets.
A couple of people have told me that there was calls that came out, I guess, yesterday that was like mentioning my name. I don't know if they're going to release the calls like between him and I, but like you guys, I mean, it's pretty much like the same thing, the same calls that I've got. But yeah, I have power of attorney, not power, excuse me. I have a Jessie where she signed for power of attorney for Wade. I have multiple documents, and Jessie sent me her ID and everything like that. I wouldn't be able to get any of that information if I, wasn't telling the truth.
Yeah, true.
That's very true.
Definitely very jealous.
She's very jealous. And then she contacted like several of like my friends on social media trying to like badmouth me, saying like I was like using them for publicity. I'm like, yeah, I'm way more successful and way more well known than you guys. Like that's funny, because like Wade is famous for being a killer. That's not good notoriety. That's all he's famous for.
Mm-hmm. I have a question. So are you even allowed to be on a TikTok live discussing all this though?
Yeah, because I'm no longer his attorney. I never signed a cease. I never signed any type of document saying that I can't talk about the case, or I can't write a book about the case or anything like that. I never did anything like that. And I did everything on my end. I ended our contract. I basically gave him, a notice saying that we were not going to take his case anymore. I sent it to him. I sent it to Jessie. And I even, I was even trying to be nice about it. And I was like, hey, I can give you a couple of names of attorneys that may take the case, but they were just too bitter and too upset. And they were like begging me not to announce it publicly because they didn't want it to look even more guilty on him.
I also have a question for you, if I may.
Yeah.
For any of the shady stuff that you witnessed and that you were made aware of, I mean, aren't you mandated to report some of that stuff to like law enforcement or?
Well, at the time, I'm not mandated to, because at the time I witnessed the shady stuff and, all the things that were, going on. I was technically his attorney, so I didn't have to report it. But now I could report it if I want to, because I'm no longer his attorney. But like I said, I just wanted to be like completely out of it and disassociated with these people. I did, however, have to contact the police in Tennessee, because that's where Jessie lives, and I had to contact them, telling them, I want her to stop harassing and calling me and things like that. And they did send her a warning.
Hey, thanks for letting me join.
You're welcome, Duty.
So I have a couple of questions for this guest that you have here that claims to be an attorney.
Yeah.
Wade Wilson was represented by the Public Defender's Office. At what point did you sign a retainer and become a defense attorney for Wade Wilson? When was that? When did that happen?
August the 7th. Because he was ending his relationship with, and he actually, he had us send Lee Hollander a letter officially ending their client relationship. And
let me just stop you just for a second right here. I've been around courts my entire career, 30 years in law enforcement, and never have I heard a defense attorney who represented a client breach that attorney-client privilege of keeping their information private. How are you on a TikTok right now talking with a bunch of women about Wade Wilson, a convicted double murderer. How are you doing that? And you don't know Barry.
Because I'm not his attorney now.
I'm friends with Martin Tankliff, and I'm actually going to get him on the phone, and I'm going to get him in here on this live, and you're going to identify yourself to him because you're telling everybody here that you're aligned with the Innocence Project. I call bullshit. I think you're so full of shit that you should probably stop talking right now.
It sounds like you're a little bit butthurt over the situation.
Oh no, I'm not butthurt. I know a phony when I hear one, and you are a phony, my friend.
Well, I guess the paperwork and all of the IDs that I have and all the signatures.
The bullshit you're spewing here is laughable.
Okay, well, I'll get off the live right now and send it to you right now.
You need to go because you're so full of shit that it's not even funny.
AJ, feel free to message me so that we can receive those documents via Telegram, okay? Or Aria, I mean. Oh, I don't know if she...
And she's gone.
She's still on.
Oh.
No, she's there. He's gone. He bounced out?
Yeah, Judy Ron left.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't have any documentation, so this guy, that's what he does. He's a retired retired NYPD detective, so he has a lot of background, so that's why he's going a little extra hard, and that's why I say definitely come with receipts so we can take a look at that and clear that up, because with receipts, you know, obviously we can't determine anything based on word, you know.
And I feel misunderstood 'cause I'm trying hard to love. I'm sorry, my actions, they haunt me and I'll never live it down. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. You called my bluff, I won't